Well, if it is a naturally occurring mutation, if it wasn't injected or sprayed on people or put in food by black ops, as they've been caught in the New York subways in '68, releasing a bioagent, deaths resulted, details remain classified. You can just Google that at mainstream news. You know, all these other cases. If it pops up all over the place, like weaponized foot and mouth did in England in 2001, I mean, you can look at the maps all over England, hundreds of miles apart in a 2-day period. Weaponized foot and mouth pops up, and we go on air, we have scientists on, we go, this is weaponized. This is killing most of the cows and sheep that get it. That doesn't happen with regular foot and mouth. Only British and U.S. and French governments and the Russians have things like this. And then the government goes, oh, yeah, it's Porton down strain. Somebody stole it out of our level 4 bioweapons lab. And, again, was able to go spread it on farms and areas all over the country instantaneously. Baloney. That was the government. And they used it to crack down, take over agriculture, get control. Then they released it again last year. They've been caught in Australia doing it. They've been caught, just Google, British government caught, releasing bubonic plague over British cities. Google entire of England, entire nation, entirety. I forget the exact headline, but there's a headline in BBC where the whole country's been sprayed at one time or another with different agents. And that happens here in all these tests. But the point is that if it simultaneously pops up all over the place, all over a wide area, and it has the exact same response, and it doesn't mutate quickly, then 9 times out of 10, that's putting it lightly, it is staged. Now, you take that information, and we don't know yet. We don't know. Maybe that's why it's not killing people in Canada and the United States, from Kansas to Montreal to towns right outside Austin, Texas, where I'm coming to you from right now. We're coming to you from Austin, Texas, just north of San Antonio, that has confirmed cases. I-35 is right down the street from here, just a mile away from me, and it goes right to San Antonio. San Antonio's that way, to my south. So we don't know. It's just very suspicious studying this for a decade with top experts. And all these murders of microbiologists that work specifically with weaponized flu, being brutally murdered and killed and tortured all over, from Australia to Russia to Germany to England to the United States, to Mexico, to Chile, to knowing the CDC and Homeland Security and the Security and Prosperity Partnership, stating in classified documents that Judicial Watch sued and got that they could use an economic crisis, a military crisis, or a flu pandemic, a dark winter scenario, to bring in martial law, to bring in the North American Union to say, oh, my God, look at our borders. We were unable to shut these down quick enough, but they want a continental border, merging our police and military openly. You know, the same command and control will still be separate, but operationally under control, like NATO, you know, commands 15-something nations, but it's separate nations, but all under its joint command. So it's operational integration. They said they would use things like this. So then you have Barack Obama and the Bushes and everybody else owning Tamiflu stock that's shooting up right now. You have the fact that the White House was on Cipro, the anthrax-fighting antibiotic. The Associated Press reported. Ari Fleischer was asked about it, the White House press secretary, years ago. And he said, yeah, the whole White House was on Cipro September 10th, 3.5 weeks before anthrax got mailed around. Then it was a U.S. government weaponized version from Fort Detrick, Maryland. That's confirmed. They tried to lie about it. They later had to admit it. I mean, you got this history here. So, of course, I mean, you know, if there was a murder committed in Austin and the guy killed people a certain way, and the police had a file on a released murderer who had a history of killing people this way, that'd be the first person that they would go interview, would be that individual. Come on in, Aaron. Thank you, sir. A lot of new developments. We'll go over this coming up. Thank you, Aaron. I've got one of my most important reports here, a video report that you came in and gave me, and I've got so many articles here. There it is, Dark Winter. Okay, thank you. By the way, I asked Kurt to get this up. I'm not sure if he has this up. Will you IM him that, Jaron, that video clip we're about to play? Make sure that gets posted at Infowars.com right now. Dark Winter pretext. We're going to go over that coming up. I haven't even gotten started here. I promise to take your calls Let me just give you the number. It's 888-201-2244. But let me say this. I'm asking you to wait 5 minutes when we open these phone lines up before you call, the general public calls, for people in Mexico City. I know we get calls from there from time to time, a lot of emails from there. For people in Mexico City, in Kansas, in San Antonio, in towns and cities in North America, in the U.S. and Mexico, also in Canada, that have had the outbreaks of this deadly flu. This flu is killing people. That's confirmed. As of this morning, 68, BBC saying it could be more than 200. Doctors are saying in reports on BBC. It's, again, up on Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. But I'm going to give you this number for folks in Mexico. Mexico and the United States. If you directly are seeing this in your town, or I want to know about the martial law going on in Mexico City and other areas, here's the number, 888-201-2244. 888-201-2244. 888-201-2244. We are live. It is the 25th of April, 2009 at 8:27 and 45 seconds Central Standard Time, because we're going to post the MP3 of this at Infowars.com, and we're going to post for free the PrisonPlanet.tv archive of this. We're just live right now for PrisonPlanet.tv members and viewers. We're going to post this for free for everybody, so it gets out to everybody after the show tonight at Infowars.com. I appreciate Kurt Nemo on Saturday night coming in to do this. I appreciate Jaron. I appreciate Aaron Dykes and Rob Jacobson and the team. We have a limited team, and they really never seem to get off now and be able to have any time off, because there is just so much going on these days. And I appreciate my wife as well, but she's certainly concerned about this. Okay, there's a lot of other facets and news I need to go over, but we are opening the phones up. Again, I only have one person in there tonight. Normally, this is a three-man job to take your calls, get your name and where you're calling from, run the TV version and the radio version. We got one guy, Jaron, in there doing it all, and I want to commend him for what he's doing, his dedication. One of the other guys was moving today and had all the stuff packed up in a truck, moving to another apartment, so he can't be here. Paul Hartman is in San Antonio visiting family. So he's down there where they have confirmed cases of this bird flu, so we'll pray for him. Okay, so let me recap the top information, then I'll get into detail on articles and go to your calls. It is extremely rare to have a zoological virus that jumps into humans to begin with. Then it's even more rare to have it be a dual zoological virus jumping into humans in the same viral envelope or in the same organism. They debate whether a virus is an organism or not. It's almost like a computer. They can, it reproduces, but they say it's not really alive. The point is, it's data. It goes in and programs DNA. And to have it be swine, pig, porcine, pig, bird, and human, and then when those three mutated together, to have it be able to affect humans. Normally when something's zoological, it makes it a lot harder for it in its mutations to ever hurt humans. There's tens of thousands of diseases out there humans can't get. There's very few animals that get the same disease, the same pathogens humans do. Like leprosy in North America can only be transferred by one animal. It's very hard, and that's the armadillo, to humans. But anyways, I digress. The point here is this is very, very serious, folks. And I'm now saying that it's probably a government release, saying that it's probably some type of government test tube release doesn't mean it's going to continue to be a major pandemic and that it won't mutate and stop killing people. More often than not, they do test balloons. Kurt Nemo called me right before I went on air and said he found a document about the Navy in South Texas doing flu spread scenarios out of Mexico. And that's been done in these dark winter scenarios before. FEMA's coming up with a drill on that later in the month and into next month. We've been covering it in detail. Also, the Army reports another virus that got snuck out of their facilities a few days ago. So we've been covering this all week. We don't normally even get into this, and I've been really hot and heavy saying I'm seeing a lot of indicators. I'm seeing a lot of chatter, a lot of dots being connected here. And I said, I'm on record that I believe bird flu scares or actual bird flu attack. A bird flu scare is a precursor to them a year from now, 2 years from now, really doing it. Army, 3 vials of virus samples missing from Maryland facility, Fort Detrick, Maryland, same place they launched the weaponized anthrax attacks from. It is the Venezuelan equine encephalitis, similar to what the government released that can kill humans in Australia last year. And they got caught releasing it. They get caught, and it's just barely a headline. That's CNN.
Listening to GCN, the world leader in independent talk radio.